Greetings, being of light. It's Gabriel Nelson of Gabriel of the Light. Welcome to my TikTok channel. I'm very excited to get the channel up and running. I resisted it for many months, but there was so much I wanted to share. And I knew that TikTok was a really great venue for doing that, to reaching out to millions of people. So I'm going to jump right into a little talk about my approach to Reiki. First of all, this is my approach. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. Take what you want, leave the rest. The second thing is there really is no wrong approach to Reiki, unless perhaps you were having a malintent towards someone, or maybe if you were under the influence when you were channeling Reiki of a drug or a plant medicine or something. But other than that, assuming best intentions, you really can't mess up Reiki. But you can influence your capacity as a channel. I like to think of myself as a straw during Reiki. So the water is the universal life force that is the Reiki, and the container is the person. And so I'm just drawing that energy up and down, up and down. I'm just a channel. One of the first things we learn in level 1 Reiki is that Reiki does no harm, it can do no harm, and it goes exactly where it needs to go. So that is one reason why I don't treat specific conditions, because the Reiki already knows. The other reason I don't is because in my metaphysical approach to how I believe and practice, I see people as whole, healed, and complete already when they come in. And I see them that way throughout the entire Reiki treatment, because the universe always responds in the affirmative. It only takes 12 seconds for a thought to manifest. Now, it may not actually demonstrate in the 3D physical world until decades later, but that's how quick and that's how powerful our minds are. So if I'm thinking about, say it's cancer, if I'm thinking about her cancer and treating about her cancer, what am I focusing on? Cancer. What does the universe respond with? Cancer. Now, this is a bit oversimplified, but it really is, if you dive into the law, the spiritual laws, that's how it works. And so that's the other reason why I see the person as whole, healed, and complete. So 1, it knows where it needs to go. 2, I see the person as whole, healed, and complete in this present moment, because I play in the present. 3, I don't, it helps to disengage from the ego. What does that mean? Well, it can be really easy. I see this with new students. They'll when people come in, because a lot of times people do come in with physical conditions. And they'll start sharing, well, I got right in there and I was doing this and I was doing that. And then, I extended out the Reiki and I did some surgic, and I'm pulling out all this and I saw all this stuff. I'm like, so who was the session for? Who was doing it? I also don't do a lot of, well, I'm getting this and I'm getting that, and I see here in your throat chakra this and that, because I'm taking away that person's power when I tell them all I see, and all I see may not be true. It may be a reflection of what's going on with me right now. I ask them, where are you feeling it? Where do you feel the block? I will guide them through a scan. I don't just do a scan with them passively on the table. Again, engaging them to heal themselves. I'm the channel. So the more that I can stay out of ego, the greater a vessel I am, the greater a channel I am for the flow of this divine energy. So what do I do? What's going on in the mind during a Reiki session for me? Well, one of the things is the Om Mani Padme Hum mantra. That mantra is the mantra of the goddess Kuan Yin, who is another version of the divine feminine, as Mary Magdalene is to Christianity and Catholicism. Excuse me. And she, Kuan Yin, also is the goddess of Reiki. So I'll go back and forth between that, repeating and affirming that the person is whole, healed, and complete, thinking about the Reiki symbols, saying them in my mind, visualizing them channel through, or just being with it all. So it's a bit of a different nuanced approach than, going in and diagnosing and treating and doing all this stuff, where the person is more of a passive participant than actively Now, that being said, there are times when people come in and they're so wound up and they're so tight and they're so full of anxiety and fear that, just the flow of energy is all that's needed to calm them down. But they're calming themselves down because they're allowing themselves to access the energy. I'm just the vessel. So that's my approach to the mind during a Reiki session. I have other things that I bring in, both the use of the voice and sound through my studying at a mystery school, a sound mystery school, and other teachings and cultures and practices. I do offer online classes, which are wonderful and every bit, if not more effective as the in-person classes. One of the reasons is because when we go into the breakout rooms to practice the distant Reiki, you really get it. I've seen some people still come out of my class with doubt. That's their path. We have to go through a process with how we get our hands around the concept of Reiki and its application in the beginning. But there is no doubt with the online classes, because if you're receiving in a breakout room, you're feeling it. If you're channeling it, you may or may not feel it, because that really doesn't matter. But the other person does. So they're very informative. They're engaging. I teach Usui Reiki levels 1 and 2 together. It's 4 evenings a week. And then I also have weekend classes, both Saturday and Sunday classes. And that includes receiving a certificate after you've completed 12 practice sessions yourself and have documented those. All that information, the angel readings, everything that I do, the classes, the events, they're on my website, Gabriel of the Light. Thank you for listening. If you listened, thank you this long. I know it's hard in this nanosecond technology where we just scroll in 2 seconds. But I hope someone out there has found this information useful. And if not, it's helped me to remember my own ethics and theories. Blessings to you until I see you again. Namaste.